need thou not be afraid, for we can turn a humdrum, forgettable name like Nebuchadnezzar into something magical like this, Nebuchadnezzar. And it's that easy. We can add Onius, Inus, or Anus to just about anything and it becomes magical.
What's up, everybody? And welcome back to another Yo Toy Review. I'm your host, Johnny Jerksville, and today we'll be looking at the G.I. Joe Classified Wetsuit. Alright, let's take a look at this generic box. Same old, same old. On this side of the box, you got your number, your battle stats, your portrait, your QR code. And I don't know if it's just me, but this artwork is just getting fucking worse. 179! On the back of the package, we got a Jacques Cousteau adventure going on. Unmasked action. Interconnected bullshit. Legal mush. On the back of the package, you get your legal shit and your barcode. Alright, let's get him out of the package. Got Ward Cleaver right here, baby. Cut, pop, and the pull-out game. And your quick look, woo! And we are back, so let me get this little bastard. Alrighty, gang, if you know me or if you're new here, I go for the head sculpt first. So we're gonna take a look at this mug. This face sculpt looks good. It looks distinct. He's kinda got his fro like he had in a cartoon. And as a kid, this is one of those characters you wish his helmet came off. So I'm glad he's unmasked. It looks really good. So we're gonna take this guy all the way around and take a look at the sculpt. And like I said, it's all there. It looks really good. So down to the legs, these look new to me. They have swivel here. That's kind of cool. Very nondescript, but it looks good. Has a sculpted line in it. And on the back of the figure, this is kind of ugly. You could see how they just kind of tried to hide it by painting it. I also like how they sculpted the zippers in. That's kind of cool. I thought I was gonna fucking miss that, but ooh. So up on the thighs, these actually look all new. I don't really know where these are from, but they're lightly textured. You could see it there. They got the color perfect from the original figure, so I gotta say, they color match the original really good. We get a nice little sculpted holster there with some straps. Over here, you get a knife sheath. Same deal. Nice texture. You see that in the light? You see that in the light? Anyway, it looks really good. All right, up to the diaper. It is nondescript, baby. There's really nothing going on. This belt isn't sculpted on, but it matches everything. The texture looks good. The color matches good. There's a line, so it matches with the leg. Around the back, nothing going on. Who gives a fuck? But matches there too, so right on. All right, like I said, we get this little floaty belt right here, but it hides the waistline really good. And also, there is no gappage, and he does move around really well. But anyway, back to the belt. I'm gonna let it float because it hides the joint really well. Like, I actually like this floating belt this time. So pockets, texture, belt buckle, all the way around, you got nothing, but there is texture in there, so they don't skimp on the texturing. So up at the chest, sorry I had to lower my light or it's gonna wash out real hard, but up at the chest, they really did a good job on this wetsuit. And yeah, he's got the Franken crunch in there, but this really hides it really well. And this overlay harness is all one piece all the way around to the back. And just like the belt, there's light texturing in there. These holes are for the backpack. We'll take a look at it in a minute. So on the back, you can see that he does have butterflies. We'll look at those when we look at the arms. You also get a nice little paint deco of that black line running all the way down. I like that. And just like the original, you get that flying fish. Zipper looks good. White paint's all dialed in like the original. Arms look new to me all the way down to the wrist. I'm pretty sure these are floaty, and they are, so if you take his hands off, be very careful. Double jointed pinless, everything looks really good. These are actually just overlays so you can take them off if they're driving you crazy. Left arm is exactly the same except for he has a little watch down here. Looks really good. The details all there. And the butterflies are not bad. They go way further back than forward, but you still get some movement out of them. All right, gang, we're gonna go over the loadout real quick and then I'm gonna throw it on the figure so you can see what's going on. First up, he comes with his breather backpack. Over here, he comes with a pistol, I would assume, and he's got this little knife, underwater flashlight, underwater helmet, some flippers, and some kind of underwater transport vehicle. So we're gonna throw that helmet on him, and basically you gotta push it over his giant fro head. And it feels like every time I'm doing this, I'm chipping paint, but we'll see. Here he is with his helmet. You can see his face and his eyes through there. It is very reminiscent of the original. These tubes do pop out. I did pop one out by accident. I'll show you what it looks like without them after we do all this shit. There's a bit of a problem with this figure. They made his hair so froey. The mask is so loose on this head. Maybe it might just be my figure, but if I move the mask, the face doesn't really move with it because it isn't snug. And there you go, you see him looking down? It's kind of off, so this kind of sucks. That's just my 2 cents on it, but let's look at it. This is a great update. The sculpting is all there. I like what they did with all of it, except for how it fits on the head. So it's a bit of a bummer. Yeah, see, like, look, I'm just barely touching these fucking things and it's looping around. So with a little tug, these come out if you don't want them to have the tubes and stuff, but he's got a giant hole in his fucking face now. So I don't know how I feel about how these are connecting in either. Because like I said, when I was a kid, you were fucked. He just had his helmet on. He just looked like this as a kid. You know what I mean? You didn't have the luxury of taking the helmet off, but at least he wasn't like rattling around. So anyway, here is his breather backpack, and this thing looks fun, man. I like the paint. I like all the minimal decal, but it's fun. There are those extra pegs over there with that, and on this side, pretty much the same thing. So not much going on, but it's fun. Now, when you poured it in, you kind of want to try to line everything up the best you can, and it seems like I gotta push over here a little bit for that all to line up. But once you get it in there, it doesn't really make any sense why it needed to be pinned like that. I mean, there it is. I got it to work. So these just wrap around and just pour it in there very easily. And here he is all together, and I might have put the tubes in backwards, so yours might go over the shoulders better, but I find now that they're switched, it's kind of stabilized his head a little better. So, I mean, that might actually be the fix, because this feels really good. It feels like if I move his head, it's gonna stay. So, I would pull these tubes and just flip them like that, and everything stays together really tight. So, my dumb mistake did something good. Here's that little underwater vehicle. I don't really know what to call it, guys, so I'm just gonna call it that. But it's not too gummy. Everything feels really solid where it should. There's intakes on these sides with nice sculpting. I guess he grabs onto it right there. And this little guy back here actually ports right in there to the backpack, and it just clips in like so. You could store it on him, or maybe it's just all a part of the whole apparatus of his backpack, but it makes him look pretty fucking cool. I know the fans are the wrong way and shit. And this is just a really fun way to have storage, so I like that. And unfortunately, this really does not want to stay in his hands well. You're gonna have to cram something in here to make it really stay. It's not really, yeah, there you go. And if a stiff wind hits that, I don't know, but it's already fallen out. And here he is with his flippers, and these look great. They're all new. They went on really good. I really thought they were gonna reuse the original flippers, but they didn't. And there you go, real quick comparison with the torpedo ones. Woohoo! And they even painted the bottom of the flippers, put details on them. Little tread there, got your stand holes. And here he is with the flashlight, and like I said, this looks good too. Matches all the oranges on the figure perfectly. Nice silver paint right there, little black hit. And unfortunately nowhere to store it at the moment, but I have an idea. And there he is with his little pistol, or maybe it's just something underwater that I don't know about. Maybe it shoots little darts. But whatever, it looks good, fits in his hands, and I am 100% sure that's brand new. No port for blast effects. And then he comes with a tiny little knife, and you definitely need that for underwater adventuring. And it ports in no problem, boop. And the same thing with the pistol, boop. And then, like I said, I'm just gonna store it right over here. Look at that. Oh, storage. And for size comparison, we have him with Torpedo and the Eel. Next up, we have Tiny Mainframe and Road Pig, Master and Blaster. Next up, we got Action Force Pandora and the Praetorian, followed up by a little jerk in the Gaines. And last up, Operation Monster Force General Brown and Dracula. So at the end of the day, and my final thoughts on this figure are, he's fun, but he definitely has his problems. Overall, the sculpt is really good. I think the failure is in the sculpting of the hair, which makes the helmet not fit right. So in this case, I would have just taken a second head that was just the helmet. Like, I didn't need it to be removable. But on the plus sides, the flippers are great, the articulation's great, the build quality is there. I have no problems with anything except for the helmet's just a little loose on the head, which is kind of a disappointment, but I'll live. I mean, it's gonna be a set and forget for me. So if I had to rate this 1 to 10, I would definitely say he is an 8.5. And that's all I got this time, people. I'd like to thank you for stopping by, and I'll catch you on the next review.
Holy fuck! That was diabolical!
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
It's painfully obvious to me that you have no idea who you're dealing with here. You see, I am a fancy lad.
I wouldn't know what to do with one if I caught it. You know, I just do things. Everyone can eat shit! Big bag of shit! I'm the greatest man in the world!
Let's go blow this guy.
She's dead. Wrapped in plastic.
Jim Tobelson said they had to call in a hostage negotiator. Yeah, well, Jim Tobelson's a fucking chatty Cathy.
The fuck is this? Your worst nightmare, butthole! McBain! Yeah!
They sucked his brains out.
What a piss.
Oh! Great Odin's Raven! That's just awful! How terrible! Oh no!
I just want to hang out with you. No big deal!